So TRVL has been doing very well, very, very well. Since my July the 4th return, which was here, sorry, July the 6th on Sunday, TRVL is now up 74%. Since July the 6th, it's up 74%. And it's already up from the 2nd of August. It's already up another 40%. So TRVL is doing really, really well, isn't it? We've come into the golden pocket. We're finding a little bit of resistance here. It's at the value area high. We're at this high volume node. Yeah. So we're hitting a little bit of resistance here, which is normal, which is expected. The up volume is not necessarily strong. It's decreasing volume. See that? So you could argue there's a little bit of bearish divergence in the volume, but I'm not that worried at the moment because I'm looking at my indicators and it still looks quite nice. I'm looking at this weekly time frame candle and the volume is really nice. Get rid of that pitchfork. Get rid of these that's a bullish engulfing weekly candle, and even though technically the volume is less than the previous week, it's still quite heavy volume. It's quite high volume. It's like 335 million in TRVL tokens. If you look at the volume of the previous week, which was 474 million, and this week, which is 300, it's a big buyback after that sell-off, and the buyback has taken the price higher than the sell-off, which tells me we're looking for higher. There's more buyers right now. There's more buyers than sellers in the market. There was a big sell-off and then the buyback has taken the price higher, which to me suggests the price is going to continue going up. If you look at the monthly time frame, we've got exactly what we wanted. Remember, at the end of the month, I said this is a piercing candle. This is really bullish. The next month has to be green. And look, we're about to experience a green month. We've come all the way back to 50% of the previous month body. Got a nice reaction and now we're going up and the volume is off the charts. If you look at the previous month volume, we were looking at 771 million TRVL tokens. This month we're already at 551 million TRVL tokens, and look at where we are in the month. We're on the 10th of August and we're already almost 3/4 of the way in volume from the previous month. So we're looking at an increase in volume this month for sure. It's going to be green volume because I don't see this going down now. I see this going up. And we're going to follow the previous month piercing with another candle. That's a bullish reversal pattern if that happens. So we're looking at a really bullish reversal here on TRVL, on structurally. It might be what I was suggesting before, which was an inverse head and shoulders, okay? It's quite tricky to draw. I do think that possibly that was, I was looking at something like a more complicated one. I was looking at something like this, more like this. We didn't take out the neckline, which I would prefer. And because we haven't done that, I'm just going to have a look at this pattern again. Not sure. This whole structure is looking like a bottom right now for me, with the way we have this wick on this monthly time frame. We have this candle close, bearish engulfing. It's like a bear trap, which I talked about. We have a really green increase in volume, and now we're having a continuation. We're looking at a bottom here now. Structurally, this is looking like a bottom to me. Yeah, the volume matches the behavior of the candles and the price action. So I really feel that we're experiencing the bottom. Here on the 3-month time frame candle, we've already got as much volume as the previous 3 months, and we're only 1 month and 21 days into this candle, okay? And already the 6-month candle, we're already over 50% of the previous 6-month candle volume. We're really seeing a strong buyback in TRVL right now. This is looking really bullish for me, and I just think higher prices. Now on the 3-day time frame candles, we're seeing increasing volume, increasing prices, decreasing volume. So that for me is slightly bearish, but I still think we've probably got some up to go before we experience the corrective nature of this price action to repair that bearish divergence. And so right now I still think we've got some higher prices to come, and then obviously all eyes are going to be on this high here. If we take out that high, that's going to be a market structure change confirmed on the weekly time frame. So you have lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high. That's your higher high. This is your higher low. And what we need to do is take out that high. And if we do take out the high, then we can have a higher high, and that would be the change, structure change. Yeah. So now we're putting in higher highs and higher lows for higher highs. That means the market is buying instead of selling, because we're putting in higher highs and higher lows. That means there's more buyers than sellers. And naturally, we want to see that continue. We want to see higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, as long as possible, as high as possible, higher highs, higher lows. However it gets, we want to see that, and then whatever, that's one way. But maybe we can go up higher, low, like then the low is really low, then you want to put a higher low, then you've got big distances and big swings. And so that's part of the problem with these illiquid small cap tokens. But it is nice in the context of ETH pumping. It is nice to see that we're forming a bottom, and we've put in a lot of volume at these prices. Look, we're above the point of control. We've had most of the volume in the history of TRVL at these prices. You see that? So we've drawn in more volume than ever at these prices, and this is more volume than the whole token in total. So we're getting a real strong buyback at these prices, and for me that just indicates bottom. Bottom. And we'll have the confirmation when we do eventually have a breakout. That's the bottom. Everything else is noise. Once you put in a bottom, guess what we're looking for next? The top. Yeah. Once you put in a bottom, now this for me looks like more of a convincing bottom because of the volume, whereas these for me weren't. Looking at it now, don't really indicate strong bottoms because the volume is relatively poor, whereas now we're seeing strong bottom with a strong structural formation and possibly a market structure change. For me, there's so many things that's telling me that this is the bottom. And once you've got your bottom, then guess what? There's only up. It's only up then. Yeah. And I'm not even talking about higher, medium, lower to medium time frame bottoms. I'm talking about historic bottoms. Like I'm actually contemplating a historic bottom, an all-time low bottoming formation here. And then what you'll be looking for is higher prices. And looking at the 12-month candle, like I'm interested to see how this 12-month candle ends, because imagine if it ends with a crazy candle, with a massive wick, with a big buyback. It would just look so bullish to have that. The fact the price went down and it was just brought straight back up. We have to see how these candles finish. Okay, and we still have some time. But this is really good. It's looking really good right now. It's looking really good, isn't it? And as always, I would say to people, go and have a look at the DTravel X page. That's where content is being pushed and published. We don't have anything new, but you can go and have a look at some other things. Then also you've got the Telegram channel to have a look at, and there's a lot of people who post there these days. It's quite a lot of things happening. A lot of spam apparently. Look at this guy, spam. So I don't know what all that shit is. Bit of spam. And then you've got your announcements and stuff. Look at that spammer. What the hell? But before the spam, what you can see is you've got new properties and new listings, etc. And obviously my videos, new bookings. And so that's where the latest is. I think next week's going to be a big week for DTravel and TRVL. I really do think so. I really do believe that. I think they're ready to announce stuff. They're very close to start announcing things. And that's when you're going to see a nice break to the upside with volume. If we can break that with volume, then we can go straight up and start testing the previous all-time low. I think we should just go through it, to be honest with you. And then we're just kind of we're back in the range. And that would be a massive sign of strength. Get back into the range, get back above 2 cents. That would be an amazing, amazing achievement for DTravel. Then if we can consolidate in the range, then we have a really nice chance to break out to the upside. Oh, my phone is very